Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, yes, this man is Brian Friedman, Justin Baldoni's lawyer. So, he just released a 370 page of Lazy Sloane's request to dismiss from this lawsuit. Is that gonna ever happen? I don't think that's what happened. I don't want that to happen because she's really involved in this. She declared to with her, should I say colleague, Blake Lively, that yes, she confirmed it. She declared that Justin Badoni is a sexual harasser. And now she wants to dismiss. Let's take a look at what these reporters have to say. Drop your thoughts too. I want to know what you think about this. Let's see.
Brian Friedman is playing chess while the others are playing checkers. Today we learned that Brian Friedman has sent over a 370-page document and communication request to Blake Lively's PR, Leslie Sloane. We also learned that he served Blake, Ryan, and 10 third parties. And we learned all this by a letter sent to Judge Lehman today by Leslie Sloane's attorney. And according to ChatGPT, Sloane's attorney is basically saying that the discovery requested from Sloane parties is excessively burdensome, and the Wayfarer parties served the 370-page document request and 18 interrogatories on the Sloane parties. They're saying that Friedman's document requests cover a wide range of entities and individuals, many of which are not relevant to the case. Wayfarer party's 391-paragraph complaint also highlights the burden this discovery will create. Continuing with such extensive discovery will waste the Sloane party's resources, especially since resolving their motion to dismiss could eliminate the need for this discovery. Because keep in mind, guys, Leslie Sloane is trying to get out of this. Sloane's attorney goes on to explain to the judge how the discovery process is especially burdensome here because some of the Sloane party's direct competitors are involved in the case, and this will require sharing sensitive business information. If the court dismisses some of the claims, it would significantly reduce the scope of discovery for the Sloane parties. The Wayfarer parties shouldn't benefit from easier discovery rules just because they wrongly included the Sloane parties in the case. Yeah, except they didn't wrongly include you guys. They knew what they were doing. But anywho, the attorney goes on to explain why they were wrongly included. They state that the Sloane parties are not central to the case and that Miss Sloane was unaware of the alleged SH when it happened. Side note, I do think it's interesting that Blake's publicist was not aware of this at all. The attorney also says that Wayfarer parties don't claim she was involved in the New York Times article. They may not claim it yet, but I'm telling you right now, I 1000% believe that Leslie Sloane is involved in the New York Times article. The attorney goes on to say that Wayfarer only claims that she sent 2 text messages, which they incorrectly say are defamatory. The main parties involved, Miss Lively and Wayfarer parties, are not asking for a stay and can continue with discovery. They say the Wayfarer parties have already served extensive discovery requests to Miss Lively, Mr. Reynolds, and 10 third parties. And lastly, this attorney goes on to say that the Sloane parties argue that they have strong reasons for their motion to dismiss and are likely to win. They claim the Wayfarer parties have already admitted this by not defending their complaint properly and instead saying that they plan to amend it. They go on to say the Sloane parties believe that the complaint is deeply flawed. The Wayfarer parties use improper group pleading, don't properly explain their claims of extortion, defamation, don't clearly identify or describe the defamatory statements they claim exist. I'm sorry, if they are saying that Baldoni's complaint is deeply flawed, then what are they saying about Blake Lively's? What is Leslie Sloane so afraid of? Because she's definitely afraid of something coming out.
So, guys, they probably think that because they had some kind of win win, or should I say not, in the last hearing in court, they now seem like Baldoni's lawsuit is weak and want to use this opportunity, this slight opportunity to dismiss the motion. Like, I don't want to be involved in this anymore. Just like that. What do you think about this, guys? Do you think that should happen? Should that happen? Will it happen? Let's keep listening.
Well played. Hello, my friend. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your number one source for everything. It ends with us saga. The latest chess move in this very long game involves the basement manager's publicist, Leslie Sloane. Some of you remember that Justin Baldoni is not just suing the Cherokee Queen, self-proclaimed, but he's also suing her publicist. And as I've already told you, Leslie Sloane, her longtime rep, has filed a motion to be dismissed from this lawsuit. Good luck with that. The judge has not ruled yet, and I think that the judge should say, no, you are a key player in all of this. Sloane has argued that she just shared her opinion when she said that he was a sexual harasser and that none of the cast liked him. That was just her opinion when talking to reporters. That's not an opinion, babe. That was a declarative statement. If you didn't do well in school, look it up. And I was talking to Leslie Sloane, not you all. You all are very bright people. I know that. You are mommy sleuths and daddy sleuths. Or childless sleuths. We are Sherlock Holmesing this together. So earlier today, Leslie Sloane's lawyer sent a letter to Judge Lyman, who's overseeing this all in federal court in New York. And her attorney has asked for a pause. The letter says, quote, "We respectfully request that the court stay discovery as to the Sloane parties until the court resolves their pending motion to dismiss." The Queen of Hearsay recently got that slight, not quite win when the judge granted her the attorney's eyes only designation. And Delulu's lawyer says that they are ready to begin with discovery. The publicist for the Woody Allen apologist does not share that sentiment, though. Oh my God. The parties conferred about this in good faith, meaning her desire to pause discovery. Miss Lively, Mr. Reynolds, and the New York Times Company consent to this request. Yeah, duh. Wayfarer Studios, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, It Ends With Us movie, Melissa Nathan, Jennifer Abel, Steve Surrogates together, the Wayfarer parties oppose. Courts have considerable discretion to stay discovery pending decision on a motion, blah, 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 blah. And the Floral Fanatics publicist is asking for a stay, not only because she's trying to get dismissed from this old lawsuit, but also because the discovery sought as to the Sloane parties is unduly burdensome and costly. I wonder if Pinocchio is paying for her publicist's legal bills. I think that the uncredited director of It Ends With Us should pay for it. Do you? Sloane's letter to the judge asking for a stay continues saying the Wayfarer parties served a striking 370 requests for production of documents and 18 interrogatories on the Sloane parties. His lawyers be keeping busy. The Wayfarer parties, 390, they counted. The Wayfarer party's 391 paragraph complaint alone confirms how burdensome discovery in this case will be. The judge has also said, remember this, when granting the AEO designation, the judge brought up how expensive this all is, but he ain't paying for any of it. I told you all, the billionaire co-founder of his studio, his production company, he's fronting all the legal bills. Now they're trying to kiss the judge's butt. Further, as Your Honor recently observed, the burden of discovery is compounded by, quote, the sensitivity of the documents that will be requested. Here, discovery is particularly burdensome because several of the Sloane party's direct business competitors are parties to this action, and discovery will necessarily include confidential and sensitive business information. But perhaps the strongest argument that Leslie Sloane makes is reminding the judge of his previous ruling. The New York Times, who also is still a party in this amended complaint, already went to the judge asking for a stay in their discovery. And the judge granted them that pause. So the former B-list actress's publicist is saying, me too, you pause them, pause me, you pause them, pause me. As the court held in its recent order concerning the New York Times Company, its ruling on the pending motion to dismiss could drastically affect the scope of discovery as to the Sloane parties because the dimensions of the discovery that is permitted may vary depending on whether they are defendant or a third party. And because of that, the Wayfarer parties should not receive the benefit of the less stringent standard for party discovery simply because they improperly named the Sloane parties in this action. Or so they assert. I assert that the Sloane parties definitely need to be a part of this action. Action, bata bata boom, so I need some action. Then does that? Who's old? Oh, that's my old. That's my old people's. You. That's for us. My chemistry is come. Can you call a chain reaction? Also, if the judge is so magnanimous as to do this, the Wayfarer parties, quote, will suffer little to no prejudice from the stay. Further, the proposed stay is limited to the time required for the court to decide the motion to dismiss, which is already fully briefed. The court has already indicated that it intends to decide the pending motions to dismiss quickly. And the Sloane parties have made every effort to accelerate resolution, filing their motion to dismiss on February 20th. Additionally, they lie, saying the Sloane party's role in the overall dispute is small. Not true. The Sloane parties have a far meatier role in all of this than the New York Times. Miss Lively's amended complaint discloses that Miss Sloane was not even aware of the sexual harassment as it happened. Ooh, and here's a bold allegation. And the Wayfarer parties do not and cannot allege that Miss Sloane was involved in the New York Times article that they claim is defamatory. They can and they have. The main parties in this dispute, Miss Lively and the Wayfarer parties, will not be seeking stays and can proceed with discovery without burdening the Sloane parties. Indeed, the Wayfarer parties have already served extensive discovery requests on Miss Lively, Mr. Reynolds, and 10 third parties. Y'all, in the meantime, it's evident that the parties will be busy with document discovery from the other parties and third-party discovery. So they're going to be so busy, they don't have time for me, Leslie Sloane. The Sloane parties respectfully submit they have presented substantial grounds for dismissal and made a strong showing that they are likely to succeed on the merits of their motion to dismiss. No. But fair is fair, and since the judge did grant the New York Times a stay, I think that Leslie Sloane, the publicist, should also be granted a stay. I think. What do you think? Let's discuss in the comments section, and we're still waiting for the judge to rule on the New York Times and if they will be dismissed or not. And I'm so curious if things are going to start leaking after discovery begins. Bring it. I've raised lots of interesting questions for you to think on and give me your feedback. See you in the comments.
So, guys, we've listened to this. Do you think the publicist should be dismissed? Because she is fully like she's in this, she's deep in it. Okay, she shouldn't go anywhere. So, guys, let me know what you think about it. Let me know your comments too. Let's talk about this. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It's actually a new channel. See you later. Bye bye.